Welcome to
nice.
Central.
Look at us.
Look at this.
Wow.
Look at the set. The boys
Whoa.
leveled up. The
Whoa.
boys leveled up.
Yeah.
Yak Studio no more.
Wait, so
Pick Central Studio
they're gonna
now.
like us more now, right?
The boys are in Chicago.
Are they gonna like us more because we're in Chicago?
They might.
Does that help?
I think it's
Or it's like, are we on their turf and it's like disrespectful that we're even in the presence of the Yak Studio? Not them. I'm saying the fans.
I don't know. We're here. The boys are in Chicago.
No answer.
No comment. Boys are in Chicago, streaming all weekend. March Madness starts, conference championship week, chaotic first day.
How many times did you think yesterday was Friday?
All day,
When I
the whole
sat
day.
down-
I thought today feels like Saturday.
when
I think it's
sat
just
down,
we're not
I
home.
said,
We're at like in opposite territory.
Hey, I gotta ask you a question.
What's that?
Is there any oatmeal cream pies in that?
It's heavy, brother. It's a heavy
Yeah.
box. It's a heavy box.
I fucking
Hefty
love
box.
oatmeal
Things are
cream
good.
pie.
Probably like
man.
one eating out of it.
Those are good.
I'm not gonna eat it now out of respect, but that
Those
is
things are good.
delicious. Let me tell you something. I thought today was Saturday already. Yes, we haven't done like one of those long streams in a while because they've been doing it here. Holy shit! I woke up this morning like I was like hungover. Like my back was hurting, my head was hurting, but I have to stop doing. I need you guys to keep me accountable of my gambling. You know why? I keep doing parlays instead of doing individuals and parlays. Like last night, we went 4 for 5, right?
Yeah.
Went 4 for 5 in a 23 to 1.
Yeah.
You got to do some individuals because then you're just sitting there with your dick in your hand, being like, "Well, I just lost now when I could have. I would have went 4 and 5 on this shit." You know what
See, I did. I kind of bailed out because I said I did both. I did and I really don't do parlays often, but I did like a money line one and a spread one. So the money line one hit that we did.
I mean? Yeah.
I gotta stop doing hit something clear as day, like Asabor's points for Utah State, and then load on the next guy. Be like, all right,
What's
I
going
love,
on?
'cause I don't
what's
love
going
that
on
much.
with you in this fucking these player props?
I don't know. I just got some days.
It is
it's-
fun, like especially when
The guy Nagesson didn't get off the bus, and Ticket Gaines, man, sell that ticket because he didn't hit a fucking 3.
What a name, though.
Didn't he get
Unbelievable name.
Incredible
0
basketball.
Fouls right away.
But he got 0
No, he had points. He had points. He had 0 threes.
Oh, what was the guy that you had? 13
Nagesson had
points?
0 points.
0 points, and you had over
3
13.
rebounds.
Over
13 and a
13.
half.
That's just
He
you know what?
looked. He
It's
looked
bad.
like one of those kids that you're like on a tryout or something. They're like, yo, how's Big Ev? It's like he's raw, but I can like shape him.
Yeah.
You know the guy who like the kid.
You're the kid from the
He
movie
comes
Rebound.
running. He comes running down the fucking court. Yeah, he's a
What-
little
what,
like.
what do they call him? Not the enforcer. What would they be like?
I don't know.
They had
Smelters, though.
The smelters. I mean,
That's what he
they had,
looked.
Or
they had
Lawrence,
some
the hell of
funny.
a
They had
coach.
some great name for them. They're like, don't warm up. Like, don't let them know how bad you are.
He was a hell
Like,
of
we'll
a
bring
coach.
you in and then basically just play you until they
This
realize
kid
you're
was just
soft.
raw. He was raw as shit. He was catching the ball. He looked discombobulated. It was like
The big thing that I learned yesterday. Well, and also I'll just address it. Duke lost. Yes, doesn't matter. Fucking next week. On to next week. They got to figure it out though. They're playing soft. We don't need to dive into the game. It was just fucking horrible.
They got Burns.
They got Burns.
Big Burnsy.
Burns, that big bastard.
I fucking love that guy.
They-
What a ball player.
McCain didn't show up. Proctor didn't show up. Filipowski actually did show up. Roach didn't do shit. They just didn't show up, and they got to figure that out. But a thing that a common theme that I feel like that's happening is the bye teams are coming out slow, and the team that played the game before was like kind of really they were
the
stepping on the
A10 went
throttle.
4-0 in that situation.
Nuts.
And the problem is this,
A10
though.
is chaos.
Nuts.
Pro-
I really.
chaos.
Who's the biggest?
Every
loser of the day?
it's all.
I'm not
in the-
knocking
It's
him.
5 seed lower. The whole.
I'm not taking
tournament.
a shot at him. Everyone's teams loses. Bama could go home today. Utah State could lose today. Like it's all everybody loses. But when you're in a one bid league, Dayton was the biggest loser of the day yesterday, right?
Dayton's still gonna make.
Well, but they're gonna make
I
the
don't-
tournament.
Yeah,
They were ranked
I don't
top
know.
25.
That doesn't necessarily mean you're automatically in. And
but
I
I
think
mean,
Dayton is safely
They're
in.
not. You
weirdly,
think they're not going to be a?
But why is Dayton not being mentioned on the bubble?
Because they're not.
because
They're
they
just in.
had
Yeah.
good wins. They
Yeah.
played a good non-conference.
That's
All
right. The second they lost, A10 became like a bid stealing conference.
Yeah,
I
that's,
didn't-
That's
yeah.
bad.
And
for-
especially Richmond lost. So like, and I think they would have probably had to win the conference anyway.
Right.
But now like Richmond out one like either VCU, St. Joe's, The Bonnies are. Why am I forgetting the other one? But the other team.
St. Joe's, LaSalle,
Lis-
St. Joe's,
Duquesne,
St.
Duquesne,
Joe's,
Duquesne.
VCU,
It's
Bonnie's,
Duquesne,
Duquesne.
Duquesne.
The thing is that
One of them's obviously stealing a bid now.
That's Providence should be scared of that. I mean, that was a huge win for Providence yesterday.
St. John's is safely in.
St. John's should be.
Yeah, I think they're
safely
good
in.
now.
Virginia,
You think?
I don't know.
You think Seton Hall's in trouble now?
No, I think they're.
You think they're good?
I think.
I think Seton Hall
they-
sneaky might be in trouble.
What happens
They're
if
playing? I think they're playing in Dayton.
Can South Florida play their way into the bubble? I know right now they're slated to win that conference. Can FAU put themselves on the bubble?
Who do they have?
FAU if they lose today to North Texas.
Yeah,
I think they'd be on the.
yeah.
But I think if they win today, they're probably
That's the thing I
fine.
need to see. I need to see teams who are like, I know they do the whole thing like last four in, the next four out is kind of useless to me. Put the teams like in, but if they lose today, they're back on the bubble.
But that's almost.
I
I feel like that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
Like for example, like Iowa was like the next 4 out. Ohio State beat them. Like took like.
No,
basically
what I'm saying
took
is
their
the
spot.
teams in on the 8-9
You know what's
line.
crazy though?
Like South Florida and Dayton.
Lenardi came out with the bracket like the next like 4 out. Iowa
Ahead of
was
Ohio
still
State.
ahead of Ohio State after the win.
That's
How
insane.
insane is that?
Yeah, you can't have that.
I think
And,
that
and Ohio State had just better wins in general.
the
too.
funny thing is, like I know Titus said it and I know you said it. They beat Illinois. They're still not.
They can
definitely
beat
in.
Illinois, by the way. Illinois' defense has been horrific.
4.5.
since-
Just
Yeah,
the,
February.
the stretch of
Horrific.
wins that Ohio State would have had if they beat Illinois today over the last like 2 weeks. In the last 3 weeks, they've beaten like Purdue, Michigan State. It would be Illinois now. Like they beat obviously Iowa yesterday,
Who's the one
Rutgers.
But like they're saying that Ohio State's is not going to be.
Do you guys get to the point where a lot of these teams, the ones that are safely in, you wonder how much
Minnesota, I
better
think.
they really are than the bubble teams? Like Michigan State, if we put their resumes up next to each other, Ohio State. I know, like the
That's what I don't
losses
see.
stand
What's
out.
I don't see how we just beat them at Michigan State.
That's
like,
what I'm
2
saying.
weeks
I don't.
ago.
Michigan State is
Or like
safely
3, whatever
in.
it was.
Michigan
Do you
State is
have
like
bad
no
losses?
issues, no issues. I don't think they're that good.
No, we have no quad 4s. I think we have 1 quad 3 loss. That's
I'm looking it up right now.
I was looking at this. I think we have 1 quad 3 loss, and we have 4. We have 4 quad 1 wins now, I believe. Or
Texas A&M is a fine loss. Oh, beating Alabama's a
yeah, we beat Bama too.
That's a
I
great
beat
win.
Bama. Like that's a good win.
Penn State is that's just conference or whatever.
We lost to Minnesota, but also we turned a new leaf. Like we were a different team. Like
Yeah.
Indiana.
Post Hope-
Michigan's a bad.
What do you think
Michigan-
about that?
that was super early too.
A lot of that
early-ish,
stuff is
but
broken
yeah.
now. DePaul right away just gets Holtman. That tells me that
Makes
they
sense
couldn't
for
get
them.
any of the names. The name that was being floated around though
Who else
was
would you-
Hurley.
Bobby,
Yeah,
Arizona State to the point. You're saying he's gonna get canned?
I would estimate he would.
Really?
I guess I could
Yeah.
see that.
I can
Yeah,
see it.
it's been a while. I would ask. I think I don't know, but it was kind of another like disaster season this year. I like Hurley, obviously, but Arizona State. You wonder like why aren't they good? The writing on the wall from all the whispers was Hurley's going to DePaul. Hurley's going to DePaul. Hurley's going to DePaul.
Holtman makes sense because he's been Midwest like for Butler, Ohio State.
Is the
Yeah, but he
Paul a
recruits
good job?
Midwest.
They,
It's
one
not-
of the-
it-
St.
I think
John's. It's St. John's. There's a lot of potential.
But
People
way
think it can
way
be
St.
worse.
John's is way
It's a
better.
big hub. It's a big hub. It used to be good, and if you get the
But
right
DePaul
guy,
hasn't been
it
good in
could
like
be-
for
DePaul-
which St.
DePaul
John's
could
sorta
be
was.
I
good.
get what you mean. Where it's
It
like
could
if,
be good.
if you get like like in Chicago, like they could become a
Yeah.
team again. But like they have been like they won 3 games this year. They have been disgusting.
Yeah, I mean,
bad.
it's bad. I agree.
And
with you. I
also-
don't know if anybody can.
But
fix
it's
it,
also like you look at what Ohio State's doing right now, and I was like, that's the guy you want to hire right
But
now?
it's so weird though because when he took over, the year that Coleman took over, we were predicted to be I think last in the Big Ten. We were a 5 seed in the tournament. Like the first 2-3 years, he was
So he's
unbelievable.
good at getting shitty.
So he was
teams
like
back up.
he got us off the mat.
Yeah.
Like Thad Matta, we got to a weird place where, and I still like Thad Matta. He's doing good with Butler. That he like kind of, I think it was just he'd been there so long, just needed like a new voice, needed a little change up. And the second he came in, he flipped it instantly.
Yeah.
So I mean, but also DePaul's in a spot where the bar is so low. Like you're gonna give him like a few years. Like you're gonna. Yeah, I mean, you can't get worse than 3-25, whatever the fuck he is.
No, you seriously
horrific, like,
can't get worse than that.
If he can get them to like 500 in like 2 years, you'd be like Holtman, like
that
great
just
job.
tells me all the big names didn't want the job. Like I know Porter Moses' name was being floated. Hurley.
But is
like-
that okay? So,
But yeah,
Holman was
yeah,
fired,
even
like,
Oklahoma would
but
be like
Oklahoma
crazy.
I'm just telling you what if anybody's
Or
gonna
to
pay
me, I'm
attention
saying
to
like
it,
that.
No, it was.
That's to me, that's
no,
a
no,
downgrade.
It was.
I'm not making shit up. It's all shit I hear.
No, I hear you. I
and
hear you.
report back on.
No, that was a rumor, and then Porter Moser
He denied it
out
immediately. Yeah.
But like,
Which
also,
makes sense. Why would he leave Oklahoma?
But
That's
Nick's,
what I'm saying.
Nick's
Go to the
Saban-
SEC.
Yeah, but every coach has said they're not leaving, and they leave.
Right.
That is.
Well, I believe
But-
the guy if he says no. If he said I'm not taking the Knicks job, if Porter Moser was linked to the Knicks, and be like, yeah, I'm gonna wait till the end of the tournament to leave, or like he just wanted the distraction for in the tournament, I'd be like, yeah, he's full of shit. Of course he's leaving for the Knicks. It's DePaul. He ain't leaving for DePaul.
but
so I actually
But
believe him.
you don't know though, like, because DePaul might be throwing.
Yeah, I mean he is a
bag
Midwest
at
guy. He was a
people.
Loyola guy. He was a Loyola
Yeah,
guy.
like
You gotta forget that.
sometimes like coaches don't care. Like if it's like a better situation for their family or whatever it is, they'll go. But like, no, leaving Oklahoma would be crazy to go to DePaul.
Johnny's winners yesterday. Johnny's are in.
You really need to just like apologize.
Yeah, the minute I said they were out, they went 6-0.
Yeah, they went
6-0.
nuts.
So
They,
When you
they
dunked
smashed
on
Creighton.
everybody, you dunked
They
on
What a
them.
run!
And they're not going to Dayton, I don't think.
No,
I don't think so.
they're
I don't think-
ahead.
Probably not.
So
now.
I think they jumped. They jumped Seton Hall yesterday. I think Seton Hall's going to go to
Now,
Dayton.
what do we think St. John's will be? A 10, 11?
I could see them.
Maybe the
I was gonna
11,
say-
11
I
not in the
think-
bye.
I'm gonna guys. I think a 10.
So who is the
I could see them
sexiest?
being a 9.
What's
8,
the?
and then,
You know the committee loves storylines. Who? Because last year they put Patino against Hurley. Like you think that was a fucking?
Ooh,
coincidence?
I got one for you.
So who's the 5, 6, 7 seeds off? Like I need to see a bracket, but who the 5, 6, 7 seeds that he would probably go
who do you
play?
think?
Well, if they really want to do like a fun 8-9 to do a 1, it might be a reach for Michigan State at this point. They did win yesterday. If you do Izzo Patino,
That's
in
not
like
bad.
in like an 8-9, that
or
might
even 7,
9
10.
if 9 is-
7, 10.
I think
could be happening.
I was worried about Michigan State. Not like 7 might be way too high. For
They
them
just
at
put
this
Michigan
point.
State higher than they always should be anyway.
But
9-8 though.
Izzo Patino would be like Michigan State St. John's
Yeah.
would be incredible.
and then who's the dream too on that? I have one. I don't think they hit the 2 line yet, but Kentucky.
Yeah, that'd be.
If you get, they're going.
Yeah,
Mark,
they
that's-
probably have
that's
to
what it's
win the
gonna be.
SEC.
They
To
That's
get
going to have
They
to be a
can-
second
they
round
can
game.
win the SEC,
Or they'll do
yeah.
this. Patino will be at 11. He'll get some kind of 6 that is maybe favorable, and then Kentucky will be the 3, and that's the second round.
If they get
Dream-
Patino like a Mountain
dream
West 6,
matchup.
Yeah.
give them like a Colorado State or
Yeah.
they're not a 6, I don't think, but one of the like
No,
higher
Colorado
up.
State's far from us.
Like a San Diego. If they give them like San Diego State,
I mean, they could even
who's a
give
tough game. That's
You
a very
could even
tough
give
game.
I mean, listen, they're my squad, but you can even give me Utah State. You look at Danny
That
Sprinkle in
too,
the 2
yeah.
tournaments. Like, if I was Sprinkle, I'd be like, fuck, dude, I got to play Patino.
Yeah.
Like-
we gotta talk about Marquette Villanova right away now because I'm thinking about it. What an embarrassment of Villanova. Like they were
Yo, both plays at the end, though, were bad.
what?
The both ISO possessions.
No,
were
I know.
bad.
I'm talking
But
about.
yeah, I don't think
Villanova.
Neptune's the
I'm
guy.
talking about Nova overall. Like they were in position. They were in the position. They were in their own. Like they had Seton Hall. Then who'd they play in the last game of the season? I forget. But like they had the chance to be completely fine in the tournament. The DePaul win hurt their chances of getting in. Like they went down in net ranking.
They were lucky to
down,
win.
Lucky to win, like whatever. And then like again, they're right there to beat Marquette without Kolek. Like they have a good, like because the next will they be playing Providence
Who, Marquette?
if Villanova won?
Yeah, they would play
Providence.
Providence.
Like,
Yeah,
they-
break
play
that
They
one.
would have
Providence,
caught
yeah,
a break right there. They don't. They're obviously completely out. Like that. To me, that's a disaster.
They did fight,
especially-
though. And Marquette was down a guy. So you could
That's
say,
what
like,
I'm
oh, we lost by
saying,
4.
though.
They were down their best player.
That's what I'm saying. They had the perfect opportunity, a perfect draw of having DePaul get a good one under your belt, beat Marquette, which will be looked at as a good win, and then Providence. And it's not even like they had any like they had Dixon, they had Moore come back, like these veteran guys, and just fucked it up. And they I don't know what that is, but do you think Jay Wright?
Hold on. You kind of jumped on me real quick with this. You were like, why does Nova not excite you? Am I maybe right on that? You willing to walk that one back?
A little bit. I get what you mean, but I think Nova still has that.
All night, their offense. That was the offense I watched. There was nothing going
Yeah,
on.
no, I think the name excites me more, I guess, than the
Yeah,
players on this team. I
But
know
the
what you mean.
team, but the team was not good, and that's what I said. It was just it was a meh team all year long, from what I.
That's fine. I don't know about not good.
There's been
though.
meh Carolina teams. There's been
Yeah.
mad Michigan State teams. You can't just say the name should automatically excite you.
But
I'm
they
saying
do.
that more.
They do.
Of course, that's how I know. Like you're paying attention. The team wasn't that good.
No, that's not how you know you're paying attention. It's Villanova was still like a tournament team, and then all of a sudden they had a fucking blow up. And also,
I think they were not a tournament team.
I think-
had a quick run to flirt with it, and then ultimately were not a
I
tournament
think
team again.
I think tournament.
I think Villanova was in the tournament way shorter than you believe they were in. Was
I would probably
in the
agree with
tournament
that, to
way
be
shorter
honest.
than they were out of it.
I just think team names.
You're probably
They
right.
were out of it about
You don't think
75% of the
team names
year.
still excite you?
No. I think it's more just the like what you said, like bringing back like Dixon, more of these guys. You probably, especially more, you probably didn't expect to get back. It's just weird to have like that type of veteran leadership,
Yeah.
and then have some good like young pieces too, with some like transfers, and just go what are the 18 and like 15 or whatever they went.
Yeah.
Like that's, I mean,
No, I
it's
know.
tough. It's when you lose Jay Wright, it's tough, and they're a team
Do
that.
you think Jay Wright's like, look at this?
Well, I
He
think
like roots for him, but he's gonna.
yeah.
It's one of
no,
those-
but you know,
he's-
in a
yeah.
little bit of
Well,
your
put it this
heart,
way.
it's like I look.
He
what
wants
I've
to
done.
root for them to be successful without ever winning a championship. That's how I would be.
But see, but you're like Mr. Spiteful.
Yeah, I don't think.
But see what
I don't know.
what-
Krzyzewski
no,
roots
but
for
when
Duke to
you're
win a championship.
when- no,
Oh,
yeah,
yes, he
no,
does.
when you're Jay, I don't know.
Well,
Coach K is like ultimate scumbag.
No, he's
but Jay
not.
Wright, I'm saying, I think when you've won 2 national titles, especially at a small school like
Yeah.
Villanova, I think he's secure where he's at. Like them winning a national title doesn't like look bad
Right.
on him. Like
but
he's
he's
like,
even-
guy, like I'm the best thing ever happened to you.
But
Like
he's
he doesn't
even
need to worry about
he's looking
someone
so
overstepping
much
him.
better now. He's looking even better, like somehow better after winning 2 championships. Where it's like he leaves for 2 years now, and it's just like Villanova's, like Rico's saying, meh. Like we were talking about Villanova like becoming like a blue blood at some point because they were so in the fucking mix of being in the championships and being those Final Fours and all that, and then now it's just like they're not making tournaments.
Also,
Like,
it's
also not like they had a very young team and it just didn't work
No.
out. Like they had all the pieces.
Also, it's crazy too. Where like, what are we talking now? Like a little over 10 years ago, we were talking like Jay Wright like can't win the big one,
Yeah.
and now it's just,
I would say like 06-ish. Yeah, I remember that.
like
he lost to
maybe more
George-
than 10. Yeah,
I think
but
he lost
like
to George Mason in the Elite Eight.
because I mean, just think about before they had the run where they won the 2 championships when during Brunson's time. I mean, they had so many times where they were always the team that would be like a 1-2 seed, like losing the second round, lose like Sweet 16 when they had like big aspirations, and they got over the hump. I keep saying it. I just have this weird feeling about Purdue this year with the tournament. I don't know if they're going to win the whole thing because I think Houston, UConn's way better. But I just feel like they are so due to finally have a bracket just break their
That's
way.
every year.
I mean, I think eventually, and I've said Matt
It's
Painter's
now
the most
and
overrated
never.
coach ever.
This is the year. It's now.
I
and
agree with you. Zach Edey is as
Actually-
dominant. He's as dominant as there is in
Why
college
is no
basketball
one
right
calling
now.
him Ziti? That's great.
Take that one. You have that one in the house.
That's a
Edey.
great Ziti. This goes. That's perfect. I think it's this is the year they have older guards.
That's
now.
what I'm saying.
Their guards are great. He's unbelievable. Obviously, if you don't come up with this one, and if even just like I'm not even say win,
They got to make a
at
Final
least
Four.
a Final Four.
Got to make the Final Four.
It's embarrassing. I don't because usually that's a hard thing to say. Like not going to Final Four. They've had so many 1 seeds, so many great seasons, and then they just blow it to dog shit teams. But
They might be
That's-
the only team ever in the history to hit the full wheel of 16 seeds. They have the most.
yeah,
They've lost 16. I'm pretty sure 15. I can't remember when. But they lost to a 16. They lost to a 13 in the past. They've definitely
Yeah.
lost to a 1.
They lost to
gonna hit-
North Texas. That like
Yeah,
2
yeah,
years
yeah.
back.
He's gonna hit the wheel.
I just
when
think
did
that-
Purdue lose to a 15?
when did who?
Did Purdue lose to a 15 that I'm forgetting?
I can't remember. I don't know. I'm trying to think of 15.
I'm sure
specifically.
one of them was a 15. I don't know. I feel,
What were they? 4 when they lost to North Texas?
Yeah.
4 versus 13.
yeah. I just.
But
think,
that's
though,
also the crazy
That was
thing,
the one everyone saw that one coming. Like,
Yeah.
That was like the sexy like underdog
because
thing
you
that
have
came
to
through.
be equally like elite and horrible at the same time. Do you get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
the only way you can lose to a 16 is if you get a
No, I know.
1 seed.
That's what it is. Though they run through the Big Ten and then they just fucking. But that's the thing. We're talking about this like this is the year. This is the year. They all know the pressure on them. They all know the history because they've all been there of them. If they lose to another seed like that's like a 15 or a 16, well, they're going to be a 1.
Yeah, no, they're not.
They're not gonna lose
Listen,
to a
they did it last year. They're not going to lose.
They're not
They're
going
not
to
going to
lose
do
to
that
16,
again.
but if they lose to the 8 or the 9 after that, even if they lose in the Sweet 16, it's still going to be.
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
for
oh,
sure.
God, there's Purdue again. Elite 8, you can make an argument.
Though that's what I was going to say. If they lost like a close game to like, they go lose to fucking
Like
like
a Kentucky
Tennessee or like something like that, I'd be like, all right,
Oh,
All right,
this
it's one of
so
history.
going backwards, it's
right there, Bosky.
Yeah, that's the exact thing I got. 16.
Billy
I literally
Dickinson,
I literally got the
Yale
same
is
one.
the 14.
16,
Obviously
14.
St. Peter's, but that was
Oh no, sorry, beat a 14.
or beat them.
50. That's what it was. St. Peter's. I'm an idiot.
But that was like that was in the Sweet 16.
Doesn't
Oh,
matter.
50.
That makes it
Yeah,
even
no,
worse.
for
If they had a
sure.
week to prepare.
Yeah,
16,
fair,
15,
fair.
13,
Yeah, North Texas.
1, 3. So that's 4 different. Go till you hit a different number.
That Virginia game was brutal too.
1 again is
that was
that
such a bad
12,
loss. Lost to 12,
8.
yeah.
2, 11,
Yeah, they fucking suck.
1.
Now we're getting.
Where is the
now-
one where
now
they
we're getting
lost
deep.
to and where 13?
Yeah, but
That was North Texas, right?
That was up. That's way. That was
Yeah.
a big shot past.
So they need a 14 is
also
what they got to
12
lose
with yeah.
they're a joke.
Just
That's what they
underwhelming.
are. I'll never bet on Purdue in the tournament. I don't care until you prove it to me.
But
I'm
I'm
not.
betting.
Yeah, but I
Purdue
think they're gonna
today.
Purdue. I did bet on Purdue today.
Purdue
Big
minus
Ten
7.
tournament.
Michigan State.
They'll probably win the Big Ten tournament again.
I think they
And-
smashed the 16 that they play this
Yeah,
year.
I'm sure.
Absolutely
I mean, yeah, of course there are. Like, I know they're not going to do it 2 years in a row, but I don't know. That's embarrassing for them. I think this is a huge, huge, huge year for Painter, all of them. And Edie's like 45 now, so he's got to figure it out. I want to take a quick break from college basketball just because I want to talk about the NFL for a second, and then we'll get
We'll
into
dive back
more
into the card.
of the card and like these games. So, Bears. I saw a tweet that the Patriots said that it was too rich for them, the Keenan Allen trade.
Mhm.
It's a 4th round pick.
But so for some context, he has 1 year left in his deal.
Yeah.
It's like $25 million.
Yep.
So you're basically it's 1 year rental, if you will, or you'd have to extend him if you want to keep him long term. And he's like 34. He's had some injuries.
and-
I think it's a great move for the Bears. Like, I get it.
It is.
But the Bears, I think it makes way more sense than the Patriots because the Bears, I think, are really in like win now mode. They're in a spot where like draft Caleb Williams,
trying to build
where you
around
have
him.
Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet. That defense, once they got Sweat last year, was unreal. They won a bunch of games last year, built a bunch of momentum, literally saved the coach's job. And now they have this window of like a potentially stud quarterback who's not going to make a lot of money. They could be like a real like if Caleb Williams hits, if he's like as good as people think he is, they could be like an NFC contender like this year.
I'm going to tell you something. I am terrified of the Bears. I think the Bears are going to be – I think they changed it so fast. Like, Caleb Williams is going to be that good, and I think that adding Allen and Moore right there – and who's the running back now?
Oh, and DeAndre Swift. That's right,
DeAndre
that's
Swift. Like, that's a great – they're doing
And Cole
what-
Kmet's Cole and Gerald Everett, Cole Kmet, I think, is a stud.
They're doing
Everett's a
what
really good
you should
second
do.
tight end.
I don't even care if it's just Caleb Williams. Like, they're doing what you should do when you're drafting a guy in the first round.
Yes.
The Giants drafted the guy in the first round. They haven't added around him at all. They had Saquon behind him. They haven't added anybody in fucking anything in the wide receiver core. You need that. You need to put a good system around these young quarterbacks early. Keenan Allen's a perfect guy where he has the experience. He can help the wide receiver room. He can help the quarterback. Like, he's had Justin Herbert. Like, first of all, the Chargers, holy shit, did you see their roster? They're dog shit.
Well, their offense is
Horrible.
Their 2 receivers are now gone.
Mike Williams is still a free agent. They dropped him.
With Herbert, which is like
They're
They're in salary cap hell, and they're trying. They're
doing what they have
I think
to
they're
do.
2 stud receivers. Let's call it as old and injury prone, and then injury prone.
Yeah.
Like, I think they need to move on from that. They move on from Eckler. Harbaugh's obviously going to want to build his team. He's going to want a more like ground and pound team. Obviously, he's going to let Herbert do his thing. But now they're in the spot where with that 5th pick, I thought they were going to go lineman, which they still could because there's tons of good wide receivers that go 2nd round. But now they're very much in the mix. They could take like a Dunze, Marvin Harrison if he doesn't go by 5, which I think he will. But there's a chance with the quarterbacks, maybe not.
But people are
so I
saying
can
like
see
the
it.
Chargers are wasting Herbert. It's like they're not wasting. They got one was injury prone, but they still had a good offense. They had pieces around Herbert that he could have been successful, but their defense did suck. Like obviously, you have to say, like he doesn't play both sides.
They got to fix the O-line too, which knowing just Harbaugh, like the way he just views football, I think that's like his number one priority.
But as a Bears
beef
fan,
up the O-line and then work from there.
You've been in hell. You've been in absolute hell. You've made the bad decision of drafting Trubisky. You haven't been competitive in quite some time. Like, I mean, I know Trubisky, like, didn't he won a playoff game?
He did.
But like, they just have been in kind of hell. To see them being proactive and doing these moves for like drafting Caleb Williams is pretty cool to see.
And Caleb Williams, listen, I think we've gotten to this point where when you have a guy who's like, it's been locked in for like 2 years, he was going to be this number 1 pick. When you run out of like good things to say about him, you just start just dumbing him down out of just like almost like just talk radio stuff. Like you just let's just nitpick this guy, how bad he is. Oh, they lost some games, defense, whatever. He cried in his mom's arms after a loss. On the football field, he's an absolute stud.
I think he's
an absolute stud. And the more I like, I almost think people were trying to overthink it. I was even getting that way, like overthinking it too much.
Crying really hurt him.
And even the losing, like their defense was just so bad.
Yeah.
Like if they were out there like winning games with them, it was like 52-49. Like he was putting up points. He can't help it if the defense is atrocious.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think he's going to be really good. They should be good going forward. And I mean, now the Minnesota's made a huge move.
Yeah, so Minnesota gets a
big trade.
11th pick in the.
Well, no, they had 11.
Yeah, it's set right away. They're gonna.
They had 11. They traded up with the Texans to get 23, so they have 11 and 23.
They
said they're trading up for a quarterback.
Who are they going to trade? Who would you say they trade with to get a quarterback?
I think
I would ask who Justin Jefferson wants. I know.
No, he's saying who they're going to trade up with to get that quarterback.
Take the 11.
I would assume.
Well, all right. The longer it goes, could you sell yourselves on us getting Fields?
No.
No, actually, so hold on.
I don't.
No. I think it's possible now, and the reason people more have been talking about this. So there's a thing I didn't realize there's a thing with Daniel Jones' contract, where with an injury, there's like 23, 25 million, something like that, is guaranteed for like next, like not this coming one, next season after, if he gets injured. So they're in a weird spot to like basically almost like. They could potentially do what like they did with Derek Carr a couple years ago. Did Russell Wilson last year, where you sit him the end of the year just to like make sure he's healthy. You don't have to pay him that money. So they were saying Drew Lock was offered, I believe, more money other places, and they told him like you're going to legit compete for the starting job with Daniel Jones. So I could see Drew Lock do it. Like maybe like honestly, I don't think they're probably like crazy far off, to be totally honest, which is unfortunate. But
when we're talking about this is our quarterback.
But Fields, the thing with Fields though, he'll make no money. So now all of a sudden, if you can get him for like a 4th round pick, and basically say, hey, go play, like literally just put Fields in and just say, hey, this is your prove it year. Like we're giving you a shot, and say if you're good, maybe we'll fucking extend you.
The other part of that,
or we'll pick up your 5th year option if you're good. And if not, then it's like. We just start over, which is kind of where we're at already.
What are the Vikings
11
picks?
and 23.
All right, so do you think we could get 11 and 23 for 6?
I think we need like more.
God,
just as a start. So now you're going.
Actually, no. Let me back. It's probably that's
said
probably
it's
about
deep.
right.
It's a deep wide receiver draft.
Really deep.
Fields, somebody at 11, somebody else at 23 who fits a different position. Or reverse, offensive tackle, wide receiver deep. And now we're going, and they got a couple of weapons to maybe give this guy with a little excitement.
But listen.
We definitely would go receiver because we
one of them, not both of them.
Because we signed 2 offensive linemen. We have Thomas already. Schmitz is there still there.
Everyone take their hats off. My hat, Justin Fields' hat's off. Yours is off, correct?
I think mine's been off.
Okay.
I'll always ride for my guy. But I feel like I've talked.
I wouldn't like hate it. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't hate it, but. I think it would be very stupid for the Giants to get ourselves into another situation where if Justin Fields has like a good year, we got to pay him next year. And
It's an extension though. It's like picking up an option. It's different than like.
But then even what, a year after that?
It's you have the it basically you have to decide after next year if you want to pick up the 5th-year option, and this is year 3. So I'm saying like so even if we didn't pick it up
4.
coming in
Year 4.
no 3.
Fields?
Am I bad? Is this when his 4th
Pretty
season?
sure it's 4th season.
Fields? No,
Oh no, you're right. He did play his
4.
third last year.
4th.
Yeah.
So you have to pick up his 5th year. So
That's what I'm saying. When we're getting into
oh no, that's so yeah, no, you're right. So this is his 4th year. So basically, you have to pick up his option. But if not, like you just walk, and like if he's bad, then like you just like.
but we're in a
But
draft
they're not
right
gonna.
now.
I don't think they're gonna. They would actually pay him because they'd have no like money tied to quarterbacks. So I don't think they would pay him unless he was like really fucking good.
Yeah, but we're in a
Like
draft
I don't think he could have
right
like a.
now.
I don't think he'd have like a Daniel Jones year like 2 years ago, and all of a sudden he just gets like $200 million contract.
But the thing is,
don't
I
that's
think
gonna
that
be the
it's stupid to do because we're in a draft right now where it's fucking. There's good quarterbacks in this draft.
But we don't
If
have a
you're-
high enough pick.
I think that one could trade
Unless
up.
we just take like a Penix or something like that. Like if that's like the way they want to go.
And like, listen, I don't love it, but like also,
Like later on.
wouldn't
like,
you rather
like
take
first.
a chance on a younger guy when you can have control of him for 5 more years? And like Fields, yes, like he still has that huge ceiling, but we're just in a unknown situation where he's had a chance to prove himself. I know he's on a dog shit team. Like he could become good. I understand that. I just think that for the Giants' perspective right now, where we're not also ready to give him a great offense again, why don't we just give a start over with a young guy?
But I feel like you're missing that like if he's bad, you'll just like we'll get to start over like basically no matter what, unless he's like amazing.
But the draft next year, how's the draft next year? It's like not that great.
But you never know. Like
You
there's
don't know. You're right.
it's not
but-
as good as this year,
But
but,
this
like,
year is
this year is deep in terms of like at the top.
there's like
It's definitely
6
deep.
quarterbacks that I think that could have a career. Like
There's 6 that could go in the first round potentially.
That's what I'm saying.
I think probably at least definitely 4. I think at least maybe
next
5.
year is
but,
Shador and like what? Who else is? quarterbacks?
maybe like Quinn Ewers probably.
It's just not as deep as this year.
No,
where
for
it's
sure.
Like, I feel.
But I
like-
just think I guess what I feel like, not that you're missing, but just that I think Fields
that we
is
could get rid of him. Yeah.
that like if he like it's to me it's like a low risk like potentially high reward.
yeah.
But it's like if he's bad, then it's like you gave up like a late round pick, and Jones is gone, he's gone, and then you're just all right. Like we're starting over, like which is pretty much what's going to happen regardless. So it's like I think that's going to be the case no matter what next year. So it's like what if Fields becomes like so cheap that it's like hey like and you don't want Jones to get hurt, so like have to pay him again. You just like basically sit him, play Fields, and just see what happens.
Yeah.
And in a weird way, you can almost just like let Fields just like grow till the wheels fall off because you're kind of like if he's bad, then like fuck it, he's out, and we start fresh. And if he's great, then awesome, we found the guy, which is less likely, obviously.
Right now.
But I just think it's a low potentially. If it gets to a point where he's legitimately like worth a 4th, 5th rounder, which I feel like it's going to be more than that because I think close to the draft, things will figure itself out. Or like Kyle Long said, maybe like you wait a little longer, gets injured. I do think they kind of. I'm walking back what I'd said a few weeks like last week about them kind of like putting them in the same room. You probably do have to trade Fields before like they're literally like in the locker room together.
Yeah.
Because that will be like a little bit weird to juggle. I do kind of agree with that, Williams. If you're like that good, you like get past that, but it is kind of a weird spot to put him in. Just have to deal with like another guy who other guys
like
the teammates really like him.
yes.
Like Moore's been adamant,
Just-
basically saying like
you're
don't draft
causing
a
a
quarterback.
problem for your team.
Yeah,
for no
you're
reason.
causing. Yeah, you do need to let him like. You need like clear roles. Like you need to come in. You can't have like who's getting the reps. Like somebody made a good point the other day I saw where it was like if you got to that point where they're both like in training camp, now you're like every single like think about like the Bears beat reporters.
Every question.
Like every play in practice is getting dissected. This guy's good. This guy's bad. Oh, like Williams didn't have a good day of practice. Fields was zipping the ball.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it becomes this crazy thing that you like snowballs and you can't get control of it anymore and then you're in
100%.
trouble.
Lastly, before we dive into the card, Hollywood Brown goes to the Chiefs. Do you see fucking Phil's tweet?
No.
He was like, do we know if Hollywood Brown's good or he's just a 97 speed in Madden? That's all he compares people to.
He's unbelievable.
Is in Madden. But I don't care.
When
He's an
Lamar
enigma, that
he had a 1,000-yard
He really
season
is.
before he got hurt.
Hollywood Brown is literally what exactly that team needs.
100%.
A deep threat. They didn't have a deep threat at all last year. They won the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl with a dog shit offense.
Think what basically they're upgrade. They're basically in the role that he's going to play. They're basically just upgrading from MVS to Hollywood Brown.
Yes.
Massive upgrade.
Who a guy's way
Massive
faster
upgrade.
and
Faster,
way
better, more dynamic, better hands, just all around, just better football.
Let me tell you this. If they do the Mahomes rehab for Michael Thomas or Mike Williams, where Mike Williams is like everyone knows he's a piece of glass, but when he's on the field, we were all talking about yesterday, like how efficient and how fucking good he is. Imagine just he's healthy on that team. Like the Chiefs.
You know who's going to take a bump up too? I think is Rice. I think now.
Yeah,
Rice
of course he is. With a year under his belt, with a Super Bowl,
he's good.
He really came on the end of the year.
I just think, and they all,
I mean,
looked like he trusted him.
a Hollywood Brown, Rice, and Kelsey is a nice three.
and
looked
the
like
good
he-
Like Hollywood Brown really adds a dynamic to it that they didn't have. Oh, I did see this. That's from Andy Reid just sent him that text.
that's fantastic. I love just saying Andy Reid under it.
Think Hollywood Brown, lights, camera, action.
I love that, and putting a ring on it already. Yeah,
Rockets.
they won the Super Bowl already.
He's a DraftKings guy.
They won 100. They won the Super Bowl already.
I mean,
This
was like the perfect guy that like.
they're becoming
I still
a
think.
situation.
I
though.
still think. I do still think the AFC is a gauntlet, though.
Of course it
So
is.
it's- but
I'm
they're
not
the
putting
gauntlet.
now, don't get me wrong. Who am I putting in there? It's KC till somebody actually beats them. But if you tell me I get the field versus KC, I'm taking the field as well.
No,
It's hard not.
I'm not.
It's
Because
hard not.
Think
to
about this
feel
though.
like that.
We're getting in a situation. Obviously, I know you're getting better odds, all that shit. But I am not going against this team because one,
No, I'm not going against
they
them
just
when it
got
matters.
they just got better. Two, they're becoming a situation where you like Tom Brady did, where Tom Brady was very, very wealthy off the field. Right? He's got so much money off the field.
Rich wife at the time.
Rich wife, but like doesn't matter. Patrick Mahomes is getting so much money off the field that he's restructuring his contract to get free up as much space as possible to get these. What?
It just turns to like he's just getting the money up front instead of waiting for it.
Yeah. But that
So he's not taking like less.
He's not taking less, but he he can change whatever he wants.
Well, sure.
For this and like to get it, all right. We need now. Let's get Hollywood Brown. Like I think that he would honestly take a pay cut because didn't Brady do that at the end?
He did. No, Brady took significantly less than he could have made for sure.
Yeah, and
But
think
Brady
that,
was because I remember there was a time Brady had signed like, and the market's changed obviously since then, but he signed like at one point like a 5-year like $57 million or something like that, which obviously is
But I think
so
Mahomes
low compared to
could
his
do
actual
that
value.
also. He could do that at one point. Like they also retained Chris Jones. They got everybody they needed back. Besides, someone left, right?
Well, L'Jarius Sneed they tagged him, and they basically gave him that like the opportunity to look for a trade. Nothing's happened yet, so I think they're
So he's
still
still on the team.
He's still technically he hasn't signed the franchise tender or whatever, but
I'm just saying the Chiefs.
so that's still up in the air. But Jones is back.
The Chiefs got better. They got better than they were last year. That's just a fact.
Yeah, they didn't really lose? Who did they really lose in like free agency? Like I think Allegretti, who was like the lineman who filled in,
You're
played
gonna
for Super Bowl
lose
when they got hurt.
But they didn't lose any key pieces. Like Chris
Nothing
Jones
like
was the biggest.
nothing like too crazy.
He was the biggest thing of what if they're gonna.
They re-signed like Tranquil. They re-signed Jones obviously.
They're
I mean
they're
obviously brought back
just got
Hollywood
better.
Brown
And
or brought in Hollywood.
I don't know if the Bills have gotten better. I don't know if
They haven't.
the Bengals are losing people. I know they got who's the running back now, but they had Mixon.
Burrow already got a
Zach
bag.
Moss.
Burrow already got a
Zach
bag,
Moss.
right?
Yeah, he did. He makes a disgusting amount.
But like they haven't gotten better. If you're gonna say anything,
But I don't think they really got worse. How do they get worse?
Higgins leaving, he's gonna leave.
We don't know if he's gonna leave yet.
Yeah,
it sounds like it, but
That's a hit.
It'll never happen. Sorry, but Dave said it on his thing the other day or the rundown. He's like, Burrow, he's just a cool cat. I've never seen anybody like that. What is the ultimate? Obviously, he's in Cincy for a long time. What is the perfect fit for Burrow? It just hit me. It'll never happen. But like in terms of where he should go, he should be the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
Without a doubt.
no. But
no.
America's team.
No, but that's
No.
not Joe Cool though.
That's
That
not
to
true.
me, that's not like
Cincinnati's perfect for him for that reason. Like I feel like
he's literally from Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great.
But in terms of the league, like where do
Dak
you want a
Prescott is the
superstar
perfect
like that?
Cowboys quarterback.
You don't want him in Dallas?
No, but you want to know what?
Goodell had his pick, and he could restructure
But
anybody
the
anywhere.
Dallas quarterback is too like. See, that would make him uncool.
Yeah,
Becoming the Dallas quarterback.
I would hate him.
Yeah, that's everyone would hate him. Like people.
Everybody would hate him, but I feel like a lot of people.
You wanna
hated
people-
Jeter,
part of
but
why
he was
people
still
like
fucking
him-
Jeter. You get what I'm saying? Like I can't
Different,
deny
though.
that.
I think it was a little. You're not totally wrong. Like obviously Dallas and Yankees have similar like thing.
yeah, but like
It's a complete tangent, so don't.
But
spend
I
too
the,
much
the,
time on
the,
it. But
the I just think he like I think what made it so cool with him was that he obviously with his aura and everything in his play, but he was the kind of guy like real franchise guy like. You make the franchise, like they don't make you. Like
Yeah.
he came in there and they went from a doormat to like bang,
Yeah.
like one of the best teams in the league because you're
That
that,
makes
guy.
sense.
He's that guy. Like when you're that guy,
yeah,
like Stroud, you come in and
That-
bang, like
that
oh,
shit
you're
would be
good, you're
something
that guy.
to see him whip the fucking hat off, the helmet off with the star on the fucking.
I thought you were gonna
side.
say like Miami or something.
Miami would be awesome.
Because to me, I see Joe Burrow with some Cartier shades
If-
Yeah.
and a fucking like a nice
Tyreek
with that
Hill,
shirt.
stupid ass coach.
Watt,
yeah, like
With
like
his stupid ass fucking coach fucking walking through the fucking
Yeah.
things asshole.
Yes.
That fucking guy.
I would love that. That's way better. Yeah, I
outta here.
like that.
Fuck outta
You're
here.
anti Mike McDaniel.
He's such a
I
clown,
love
dude. Until he
McDaniel.
wins,
I love McDaniel. He's perfect.
Did you guys watch like the in season Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
no.
I haven't really watched the last
Ev.
few years. I watched it this year.
Yeah,
I
I
like
bet on the Dolphins win the Super Bowl because I watched it. I can't watch those things because I get excited. I'm like, this team. Me and Tommy were talking like this team's got chemistry. Like they love each other. When that guy got hurt and they were all coming up together for him, they're one of their best guys on defense. I forget his name right now.
Jerome Baker.
Jets was regular
No,
Hard
no,
Knocks
it was-
last year, right?
What?
Jets was regular Hard Knocks.
I've only
Yeah,
watched.
yeah.
This is the first in season one because you
Me
think
too,
the in season
me
one
too.
should be better because it's the fucking real games.
This one was. I thought it was
Very good.
I liked it.
Um,
But honestly, they did the opposite for me. It just made me more and more realize how much of a candy ass team they are.
yeah.
The weather, I'm telling you, I don't even care. It's people like not obviously not everyone on the team's from like warm weather places. It's a ton of cold weather guys. But I'm telling you, I feel like you just get so acclimated to that Miami weather, just living there like every day, that you just become like a softie when it comes to weather.
No, I mean, dude, look at Tua going to play in Kansas City.
But he's extra because he's a Hawaii boy.
No, yeah, I know.
So he's like even extra. He's
It's
like
very-
never seen
let me
cold weather
tell
in
you
his
something.
life.
There's a reason why people retire in Florida because it's very hard to care about anything when the sun is out every day.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
It's very hard
South
to care.
Florida's lovely.
When you're in New York, when you're in Chicago and Ohio, you wake up, you're like, okay, I'm seasonal depression's happening, and I
Yeah.
want to kill someone, and they have aggression to get out. That's what they're doing on the
Yeah.
football field. Lastly, I think just in the AFC, the Ravens got obviously better as well. They're filling in holes. I mean, they lost Queen, which is tough.
They'll make do with that.
But
With
their
the
defense is
yeah.
nothing I ever worry about.
Henry's is the perfect fit.
Henry's a perfect fit with Mitchell is so fucking good.
Their run games. I mean, just the threat of Derrick Henry and Derrick Henry and fucking Lamar is gonna just be incredible.
So let's get into today's card. We got like 10 minutes left. I'm starting off easy with Purdue, but what's a game that's standing out to you right now?
Yo,
one you're excited for and one bet that you
there's
like.
a few that I missed on. You ever get that where you're like, damn it, I'm never gonna get that one back. It was when I watched Cal Baptist Utah Valley. I know Utah Valley was a horrific pick. That Cal Baptist team is horrible. They're just mutants. Seattle blew them out last night by 30 when they were waiting off the bye. Like you're never getting that one back.
It was
The
like
other one-
you were
the
right and
other
you
one
jumped
I'm
off the
never getting
bandwagon a
back,
game early.
The other one I'm never getting back. I was pissed. It's the Pac-12. It's not on like a main thing, so you don't see the fucking scrolls. It's not Utah fucking against Arizona State, man. All year, I know when I was the guy who said once Arizona State's player left, I'm never getting that one back. Utah beat the fucking balls off of them. It was like an 8-point line.
No, sometimes you get
Like,
caught up in the day.
I'm so
You get
pissed
caught
at
up in the
those.
day, and you're like, I meant to bet that, or like I really should have focused more on that one, and that's what happens a lot.
You end
But
up chasing fucking players.
what's your favorite, like not favorite bet, or like what's a
I don't.
game
There's
you're
there's
most
not a
excited
lot I like love today.
I like, but there's good games like St. John's.
There's
UConn's
obviously
are
good
great.
games.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm asking. I've been asking you for 10 minutes now.
No,
Which
not
one you
10
like,
minutes.
and you fucking keep.
I like
you said
s-
Seattle and
all right.
fucking.
Sam
Cal
Houston,
Baptist.
Sam Houston State early. Sam Houston State, Purdue, South Florida all money line in a parlay. I like South Carolina catching. I like UAB laying.
But give me a game that you're excited to watch.
Oh, Akron, Ohio, over. I think the match
That's
can get
what
a
you're
little-
excited
I think
to
that
watch?
game could get a little wacky. But no, the real one I'm excited. Bias aside, Utah State, San Diego State is a great game. Out
Honestly,
West. Great.
The one I'm probably most obviously I'll take Ohio State, Illinois out of it just because massive stakes for me. But honestly, Florida, Bama
Yeah, it's
is going to be.
great game.
That's one I'm like very excited about. I'm on Florida +4. I love the Gators. I love this team. I thought they played like absolute dog shit yesterday and still were able to get a win over Georgia, who's scrappy. But I mean, they played Bama good in the bad. They went to OT with them and lost. They should have beat them in regulation at Bama. I think that game is going to be an awesome game. Super high scoring, track meet type game. Probably both in the 80s. Yeah, I like Florida. That's the game I'm probably most excited for. Like Florida's a pick. Also, I think it's going to be a good game, and I think it's a little bit. It's like a plug your nose though. And I sit in the car on the way here. Pitt UNC. I think Pitt's going to give them a dogfight. I like Pitt plus
I think
7.5.
the ACC is just going to get blown up, and it's just the top two teams.
I don't like Pitt's got some good players, man. They got a couple like legit NBA guys. They're gonna be draft picks.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's good.
yeah, there's a lot of good. Like Florida, Alabama's a fucking track meet.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to tell you this right now. So I have a future on this team to win the NCAA tournament.
Buzz will give Kentucky a
I'll
war.
go fuck myself.
There's games everywhere.
Shut
I'm
up.
on Texas A&M.
Let me tell you this. for a
A&M plus
sec.
5.5.
This team has fucked me all year. Not my team. The team I bet on to win the championship is playing a team that fucked me all year. I have
Sit it
Auburn
out.
to win the championship, and they're playing South Carolina. I have bet against South Carolina almost every single game. I don't believe in them, and they keep fucking me over. Today is my last day. It's my last day. If they beat Auburn, if they beat them straight up, I will never bet against them again because I can't figure them out. I still don't think they're fucking good, and they keep proving me wrong.
They haven't been. I've been on like the wrong. I feel like the wrong side both ways. Like when I bet on them, they've laid an egg. When I bet against them,
Yes.
they came through. I've been really leaning towards betting on South Carolina today. I haven't bet it, but I'm leaning plus 7.5. The other ones, I like Colorado tonight late. They're playing Wazoo.
That's a team, Ev.
Colorado's on fire
That's
right
a team
now.
that you got to watch
on
out
fire.
for in March. In March,
They
I'll
have-
watch out for 'em,
Yeah,
yes.
they got a pro.
Lottery
They got two
picks.
pros.
They have like two
Pros.
like lottery
Pros.
picks. They're
Yes.
really good. Yeah, I really like Colorado tonight. What else did I have?
Let me give a quick
A&M.
update.
I like.
Let me give a quick update.
Providence I
while
like
you
a lot.
find that.
Providence.
So right now I count it as in the future pool. Marty has. Did Colorado State win a play-in in the Mountain West?
Yeah.
yes.
So they have 1.5, 2.5. You have 3.5 points. I have 2. Big Ev has 1, 2. Pitt won a play-in. Yeah, Nicky
Yes.
Smokes is holding up a Duquesne money line. Pitt won a play-in.
Not a plane. I think they won
won
a regular.
So
They
you
won
have
like a regular.
3, 4. Ohio State won a play-in. 4.5
It was a
5.
regular. No, Ohio State was a regular
was a regular.
because they got like the first round, but like an early bye. They got one bye.
So Big Ev has 6, and he's got 1 team out. Me and Marty both have 2 teams out.
Yeah.
Um,
BYU is a tough one.
yeah. So right now it looks like Ev is very far in the lead, and me and Marty are kind of grasping for this second spot here.
I might have a special guest stopping by for 5 minutes. An old friend.
Okay.
Old friend. I just want to see. I just want to. I want to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
him. I just want to see him and how he interacts with us still. If he's dropped us
Oh.
completely.
Also-
I miss him too. I miss him.
Yeah, I like. I'm also on the Johnnies too. That's another one. Like
That one,
they're
I'm
playing
gonna be
UConn. Like
honest,
plug your nose.
Ev, have
Plug your
fun with
nose.
That one.
Plug your nose.
UConn does this. We watched yesterday. They're up 1 at half, down 1 at half, whatever it was, and then they win by 30 without a fucking sweat.
St. John's is playing. Trust me, it's one of those like they could be tied at half, and then I look up and they're down 22.
Yeah.
But
No, they 100% can't.
they're just playing really well. Patino in March, Big East
It
tournament.
would not surprise.
Also, I forgot to say this. I didn't mean to say this. Bosco is so you got to throw out your like St. John's hasn't been to the Big East semis in however
Yep.
long.
Yeah,
broke the streak.
everything he has said. They
broke the streak.
You
What
have
now?
to
What
give-
happens when next year, especially if they lose tonight? Like next year, he'll be like they've been once in the last like 30.
Yeah,
or
and
whatever
guess
it is.
what? Guess what? Good coaching is. Good coaching is he literally did the I'm not having.
Yes,
fun.
no, he
I'm not
pulled
having a
master.
good time with this team.
Listen, he
lit
pulled
a fire
master
right
class.
under his
he
ass.
pulled him. He pulled a masterclass. He pulled a masterclass. He really did.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he literally took a dead team, embarrassed, and that's where people get very upset when coaches kind of embarrass the players, right? Like, I don't think he embarrassed them completely. I think he wasn't getting through to them in the locker room, and I think he was just like, I'm not having fun. This is the most non-fun team I've ever had. And they said, fuck you, coach. And then they just kept going, and they love each other now.
Also, they're a super veteran team.
Yeah.
Like, they're old. Like, all their guys are old. They're all, like, grad transfers, like, late, like, seniors. You're like,
Ledlam's from Harvard.
yeah, like, they don't really play. Did he go to Harvard, Ledlam?
Ledlam went to Harvard.
I knew he was a transfer. Obviously, like,
St. Peter's High School.
Jenkins, fucking Jordan Dingle.
Whoa.
Whoa.
There he is.
Whoa.
I wanted to
Wow.
I wanted to fucking
Wow.
just have the friend of the program come on for the last 5 minutes.
Wow.
Brandon fucking
Wow,
Walker.
wow. Here he is.
Oh, so you do that? Because I was going to say this thing, the back really gets my back.
Pillow every time.
Oh, I
That's
like
smart.
I don't even have
I
it.
need a little back
Yeah.
support.
I don't like the pillow.
I have to
done
every
that.
day before the yak. I throw that pillow
Okay,
back there.
wow. Oh,
What do you think about?
yeah.
What do you think about potentially having footrests?
I'm down for that. Yes,
Whoa.
that would be perfect.
Yes.
Would be sick, right?
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Real quick.
Well, little
what's
ottomans.
your,
What if we got ottoman sponsored for you? What if I did that for you?
I would appreciate. Do you have an ottoman guy?
I'm gonna make some calls.
what's your thoughts on State today?
I think we'll probably lose by 20.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think I,
we
s-
What do
went-
you think about the
I
under?
took under.
I don't like the under because
Really?
when we played these, and I don't know if Tennessee's an elite scoring team, but they have elite scores. But when we played these really good elite SEC teams, the scoring's gotten out of hand. Kentucky scored 91 against us. Alabama scored in the 90s, I think. Tennessee we beat at home too. So I think we went to Nashville with the objective of winning one game, and we got that. And now we'll probably bow out.
Tennessee hasn't played yet though. 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock local start.
It's in Nashville, Tennessee. I mean, there will be a lot of
Yeah,
Tennessee
that
fans
is a
there.
problem. So this is also I'm regretting my pick, but I took the under.
Yeah.
These are two obvious under teams.
Well, State has not been an obvious under team.
I know,
not
but
nearly as much this year.
Normally, though, you
Yeah.
know, like Tennessee, you're like, oh, that's a defensive team, but Connect like scores 40 himself.
Correct.
And yeah, no,
Tennessee's been a confusing team because you want to think they're going to be an under team.
Yes,
But then he'll go off and they've got other scorers too.
they should be a 1 seed if they win this and one more, they should be a 1 seed.
Who do you think are teams that are risers and fallers, based on the guy that like not like us, like locked? You know, you're watching, but you don't have the strong opinions that you did on November 5th, like we did.
Well, I'm not just saying this. I don't want to get in a fight with you, Marty. But
Yes.
when I watched them yesterday, that's just not a team that's capable of making a deep run. The body language is
They're
bad.
gonna fight.
The leadership is bad.
He doesn't want to believe it.
And I'm not trying to.
And we
No.
tried to warn him this.
No,
night.
I
We
want-
tried.
I
We
hate
tried. He doesn't
Tennessee.
want to believe it.
I said on the program, Tennessee is going to beat Duke in the second round, and I hate Tennessee.
Go ahead,
He
Marty.
can't get it.
You ready? Yes. Yesterday,
Yeah,
they're not tough.
they're not tough.
Is a problem.
Yeah.
But I think you have to be stupid to not say, like, they have 3, like in March, guards win.
Yeah.
They have 3 guards that can turn a game on a, like, they have 3 scoring options right in front of them. They're a deep team,
Yeah.
but the toughness is a problem because when they have a fat bastard like Burns,
Oh,
Yeah.
Burnsy.
and when you have
That guy.
Baycott, and then when you have a Klingon, they cannot stop him.
Right.
So that's a problem. But it's all on the draw.
Well, Titus had it right this morning. He said if you turn on the game, don't even look at the score. If Filipowski's limping, they're losing. If he's going into limp mode,
Unfortunately,
But he played great yesterday.
yeah, but
The
he
rest
still
of the team stunk.
but he still was limping in the second half.
The problem is, honestly, when
he's a permanent limp now.
Filipowski is like scoring 25, they don't win usually.
Well, I think it's also he just sees the scoreboard start going the other way, and that limp just starts kicking.
I gotta
in.
be honest,
Yeah.
that's the most accurate, unfortunate thing I've ever heard.
It is.
Yeah, I mean that's the team that I looked at. I looked at teams across the first 4 lines. I'm like, that's the team that's probably.
Who's a riser? Maybe a 5 or a 4.
I think the SEC might have a little bit of a punch in this tournament. I think
I think it's Kentucky.
I think Kentucky's going to the Final Four.
Bad defense, though. Bad defense.
Bad defense,
but they got some they got a couple lottery picks. Like they got some, and you want to talk about guards.
But
He's
they've done
also
the Kentucky
desperate.
thing.
Yeah.
They've done the Kentucky thing of he used to do this early in his career where freshmen they go through their November and December, and by March he's just got 5 freshmen that can go out and get 30.
Yep.
And he's got them now.
They had
Playing for a lottery spot.
That kid Reed Shepard is unbelievable. I think he's going to become like the
But
tournament
Kentucky
darling.
had they had that lull in the season where
Right.
it's like, what's going on in Kentucky? They're a 2 seed in the
Yeah.
SEC, and
Yeah.
I have them to win the SEC, and I do think they're going to get a Final
But
Four.
now we're in an era where that law doesn't matter. Like they used to
No,
in
at
the
all.
90s and 2000s. I mean, Duke would go 32-1, and somebody go 31-4. Now, like UConn last year had that 2-week stretch
They
where
lost
they
like
looked
5 in a
they
row.
Five
looked
out of
terrible.
6.
Yeah.
And they just had to figure it out. And now I think Kentucky has figured it out. But I think Tennessee, this is the best Tennessee version that's gone into March Madness. Even I don't care what
Because
this
usually they struggle they can play defense. And they
Correct.
can actually score.
now they can beat you in multiple ways.
I honestly
Stop me if you
think
heard
that
this
there's
before.
a lot of meh teams
Yeah.
and a very top heavy of like who can win the championship this year. I think because everyone's like, oh, it's wide open. I don't think it's very.
Well, no, I think it's wide open because I think like 15 to like 40, the gap is like this big.
Yeah.
That's where.
Yeah,
it
but
is.
I'm saying
But- but the-
40 would have no problem with 15.
But the
Yeah, but the
problem is
top-
then like Houston, UConn, like Purdue, Tennessee, like the top teams I think are like
top like 7.
there's a drop off from them to like the other group.
I think there is a gap between 3 and the rest of the field. Right?
I
Those
do
top
too.
3.
I've been saying it's
I
the
think
most
4.
chalk.
I put Tennessee in there.
Tennessee's
not
beatable,
yet.
man. Tennessee went to A&M and just couldn't do anything.
That's true.
I keep seeing this as the most chalk thing. I almost don't see how Houston UConn just doesn't beat.
Yeah, I don't know either. And I
I
I'd
think
be
really
okay with
I almost
that
think it's
hell
the
of a
2 of them and then even Purdue. I think those 2 are like in a league
hell of a
in their
final.
own.
Yeah, but Houston's got that thing where they can get a long way in March, but can they score enough 6 games in a row to beat these elite teams?
I
That's
think
a
I
problem.
think they're playing better than you think offensively.
Oh, they're playing great.
Yeah.
I just
No, but he's right.
They got some
They're-
guys that can shoot this year that
They
they,
do.
haven't
It's
had.
a little bit different than last year.
But they're still
LJ
scoring.
Cryer,
in-
Shea-
But they're
Shad's
also
good.
you're never
They're
going to
still
put
scoring
you're
in 50s
never
and
going to put
60s.
80 on them.
yeah.
You're never going to put 80 on them, and you're going to fight to put 70 on them.
held TCU to 45.
My
yesterday.
my
Shit,
gut
you
right
might fight
now.
to put 65 on them.
My gut right now. By the way, do you just all have great hats for your teams? Because they haven't approached me with a hat. Of course, I can't wear hats.
doesn't have
You just
one.
answered your own question.
My
The corduroy ones are.
my approach to this tournament, I think UConn's going back to back.
I don't know how they. Do.
I've said that like I think it's
and I don't think
they're just they're the same team.
And there's
I think they got better.
If
They're the
anyone-
same
they
team,
just
but
got
they're not.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
got
anyone
better.
says like, "Oh, good pick," like, no, I think it's just where it's like when we say now the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like you're like, "Oh, what chalk?" Like that's just what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's like saying for the last 15 years Alabama's going to win in football. That sucks, but
That's how it works.
it's a reality.
It's just
So,
going to happen.
What about this? UConn goes back to back. Cooper Flag flips
He's not
because
going
he wants to be part of a winning culture.
that listen.
Duke is going. First of all, if you want to talk next year, Duke will lose 1 game.
Probably.
They have a
lot of freshmen. Very good.
and they're also watch Tyrese Proctor come back. Watch some other guys come back too, and have a.
How are we talking about the 2025?
well, he
tournament
just
now?
did
I'm
it.
just saying.
Somehow we just
it was a
we
little
just
dig.
skipped- we just
A
skipped
little
he
dig.
did
it.
A little
He did
dig. He wants
Also-
that for 3 in a row.
If you're saying anything about Kentucky, then you have to be worried about your team. 'Cause
Yeah, defense has not been good since February. Same with Illinois. Same with
not
Kentucky.
good, abysmal.
Bama's
Yeah,
losing
not great.
today.
Not great.
Bama's
The,
going to lose
the
today.
sleeper I don't think so. The sleeper I would give to you is Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Ike is an
I
animal.
think.
Have you
I
watched this
actually
kid?
disagree.
I fell in love with him
They
out
the
at
last team
Wyoming.
beat Kentucky, or has Kentucky lost again? I remember they went into Lexington in late February and won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was when we were still. Is Gonzaga going to make the
Yes,
tournament?
yes.
And
I
saved
actually
it.
disagree, though. I think the other team in that conference is better.
I have St. Mary's to win the championship as 40-1 with Dukes as well. So, but no, I disagree. I think Gonzaga's better.
Well, I mean,
Built for the tournament.
they're one.
If
and
you're
one.
holding Gonzaga in a 7-2 game, would you want to see them in the second round
no,
on a Saturday or Sunday? I fucking wouldn't. I
No.
think Gonzaga's prime
that's a
to make.
scary off-peak
make a
team
deep run.
Where it's a team that's usually the hunted, and they can be the hunter this year.
You know what the tournament might do too? Put them like maybe a friendly draw out west. Gonzaga goes out west, and a team, a 2 seed, gets a bad draw, and they got to go out there, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
And Gonzaga's actually playing a little closer to home.
Also, I think Carolina is a team that's going to make a deep run as well.
Yeah. They have the right build. Like you want to talk about it,
Like they're
They got the
physical,
big
they're
man,
tough, and then they got
like
a guy
R.J.
who's only
Davis. They got like a
40
legit like veteran guards.
It's what happens.
Harrison Ingram, I really like.
What happens when those? I mean, they had Caleb Love on the team last year, and they were dog shit It's crazy what happens when you just two guys don't like each other and they just aren't on the team anymore.
RJ Davis is a stud.
RJ Davis is very
Absolute
good.
stud.
Baycott is a perfect. He's not playing like he needs the ball like Edie every single time. Like he is playing his perfect role.
He'll
right
just
now.
go crash the glass.
He's
do the
getting
dirty
14 and 10 every
Yep.
night. He's not having to do too much. Like he's doing exactly what he needs to do. But fuck that team. I hate them so fucking much. They're gonna lose today though.
It's tough being on the other being the nail in the rivalry.
You think you're in yet?
No, I think we have to win today.
Brandon,
I'm afraid that
I don't think if they win today they're in.
I'm-
I've now decided.
I'm-
I thought they should be,
Yeah.
but the way that they're fucking putting them on the bracket, they
Yeah.
have Iowa ahead of them.
Nobody's
still.
putting them close.
They have Iowa
They
ahead
have
of
to win
them.
today.
Yeah.
but I just the run if they win today, the run they've been on the last like month is just ridiculous. The wins they've stacked up. In
Their
this stretch
January
of
though
Dietler is
was
crazy.
really bad. I just looked at.
I just feel like you have to take into some account a material change of coaching and the way the team is
I
playing.
think they
post
do.
that.
I think they do.
That has to matter somewhat. This is you can just see just the energy they're playing with is just totally different. And it's I was saying to Ted yesterday, it's kind of frustrating because the talent was there all along. Holtman was just doing such a dog shit job that clearly they have good players on the team. But I think they get it done today. I really do. Illinois though is very good. And I think they're kind of a more underrated like top 15 team.
Yeah.
They're not getting the shine. Terrence Shen's incredible.
On the court.
well,
I thought he beat the charge.
Hold on. Time out.
Yeah.
How can you wear that hat?
yeah.
Oh
And
yeah,
then-
it's unbelievable.
And throw shade at somebody
just
for
saying.
on the court only.
And a guy that didn't get anything like legally happened to him.
How
Fair.
can you wear that hat and say that?
I'm just saying.
You are just saying, and I'm just saying.
No, he's
How
right.
could you do that?
I think you should
Probably
retract.
right. Yeah, probably stepped in it.
You
Good to
forget.
have you back.
You forget quickly.
Good to have you back.
I still owe you one, by the way.
Guy that was wearing that
that
basketball
that
uniform
counted.
literally
I never cashed that.
That
in.
counted.
killed a single mom.
That counted.
It's the truth. It happened.
All right, let's do our one favorite play, and then we'll tweet out your cards after because we were.
I think I'm
also
just going early with Sam Houston State.
I don't mind off here.
We're gonna all be on that because
I'm on that too.
Yeah.
but you're on
Shut
that?
up! Shut up! The Coochie.
I've got it from Coochie.
Yeah,
Coochie gave
I'm
it.
just
he
gonna
tweeted
ride.
at us.
Yeah.
The Coochie
I rode
did?
somebody yesterday.
Yeah, Sam Houston.
Didn't do any good for me. I'm gonna ride somebody today. Hopefully win. We'll even it out.
Coochie hit me up yesterday with 3 picks. I don't know how many he gave you guys. Coochie gave me at halftime of Bowling Green. He said Bowling Green money line right now is a smash play. I did not see it. I 45 minutes later I saw it and I looked and they were up.
They were a smash play.
He gave me Akron -8. That hit. And then his last one yesterday about 5 o'clock was, and this one did not hit, but he was right. It was Villanova +4.5.
Oh, I was on.
Oh,
it.
he's
he
right.
said
Gross.
he said
Gross.
Villanova projects better as an underdog. They will play better tonight. This will be a close game at the end.
Should have won.
And it
literally by a
That's a
fingertip.
win.
yeah.
All-
You
all-
count that if somebody gives you that pick,
Yeah.
you're like, this is a guy that I
All-
count that as a win.
A fingertip, it's a cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Mine's gonna be. I'm going. I'm going Providence +4.5 against Marquette.
I also
like it.
I like Kentucky too.
I do too.
I actually
like them
faded
as well.
Kentucky, and I like Kentucky as a
Texas
team.
A&M is.
Did y'all watch A&M and Ole Miss last night? Like, did you watch?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
I
watched.
watched
I
it.
got
bet.
turned on to
I was on
Bad.
A&M,
No,
so we were
but
watching
then
pretty.
The over was
Right, because
historic.
of how bad they
Dan
were.
Dan said it. I'm like,
Bad.
Dan, you're full of shit. Like I couldn't believe it. He was like, it's 38 points in 2 minutes and 30.
But it was crazy. A&M was
I
playing
was like,
phenomenal
that's just not
defense.
possible.
Yeah.
And then the last 3 minutes, they just said, let's just not play defense
Didn't
anymore.
play defense.
And they just went
And they
layup,
went
layup,
bananas.
layup
Fouling,
three,
it
layup
was
three,
bizarre.
foul
Insane.
three.
I was
layup.
like, that's just impossible. He's like, I'm telling you. I was like, all right.
It was unbelievable.
It was
nuts.
it was 40. It was 61-48 at like under the 4 minute timeout, and they ended up scoring like 150 points. It was crazy.
Crazy.
I got Purdue -7.5. I'm on with Takuchi Sam Houston -4.5. I've already said I'm on the Johnnies. Plug your nose. Pitt's probably the one I like the most. I really think they give UNC a dogfight. On A&M, on Providence, Florida +4. I like a lot as well, and Colorado late night.
I love Colorado tonight. Brandon, really nice to have you back for a little
Yeah, it was
bit.
nice.
It was
Good
a
to
nice
see you,
little,
boys.
Oh, well.
nice
Have a
little
good weekend.
time. Yeah,
We got another one next week.
I can't believe it's fucking only Friday. Yesterday, I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
Wow. I woke
around
up
this weekend?
like hungover.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it all day today and then Sunday.
All right. That's the show. Yak, and then is that in an hour, and then stream starting after that, right?
Yeah. Well, there's the WWE 2K version of the Yak today, and then after that, we're going to be streaming. I think actually towards the end of that, we'll start streaming.
Okay. Perfect. All right. That's the show. Talk to you guys Monday.